No, she doesn't.
Soaking wet. What are you
She's
doing
wet.
that?
No, it's not that the feet are soaked. Her whole underbelly will be wet. Like, she lies in puddles. You're good? You're
Sure.
happy? No more fiddling?
Eh.
Damn nose.
Alright, well, I'll pretend I'm good.
Okay.
Pretend.
So, welcome to the Northernist Podcast. We are two sisters in fiber coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada in the same space this week.
Oh my goodness. That doesn't happen much anymore.
We didn't have to change things last minute and I didn't have to leave the house so the temperature wasn't an issue. So, it's a problem, you guys.
I think the only thing that changed last minute is we're doing this in the evening instead of the morning.
Yeah, it was more along the lines of I'm going to the cabin on Saturday, so I guess we're doing it tonight. And me going, okay. Let me set up a space to record my video in. Sure, that'll work. I'm Jocelyn. My co-host is
Diana,
and we are technically a knitting podcast. Though heavens only knows if you are a returning listener, viewer, watcher. I don't know. However you choose to define yourself. Everything and anything under the sun gets discussed, from body stuff to nerdy stuff. It's just the way I work. No filters.
all the things.
All the stuff happens. So hopefully, Diana will let you know what we will attempt to concisely cover.
Why do we even say attempt? We know it's never concise.
I try, but I'm the one who gets off on a tangent. Like, I'm the worst of us, and I know it because I edit the videos, you guys. Like, I am aware of how much I babble. Super aware. I cut stuff out. You have no idea how much. I'm like, nope, that's just a Jocelyn rant. That can all go. Goodbye.
I'm pretty sure you cut out like a solid 20 minutes of last week.
I did, because it was just me ranting. Just me ranting. Okay.
Okay, so this week we're going to cover What's in Our Cup, Woolly Workings, Fiber Flubs, Yarn on the Go, So Little Time, and Events. Oh, there's not enough tea in the world.
You guys were a week out from con. Facebook was like 1 year ago today. Showed me a picture of you and me at Icon last year with my ears and your onesie. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was getting the picture of me in the onesie holding my little dragon.
Yeah.
In my dragon onesie.
Yeah. You know, I'm like, oh man. I knew it was coming. I didn't need quite that much of a visceral reminder. Thanks. Just fine. My coat's finished. We're gonna get yours tailored today so I can finish it tomorrow. And then I'm doing Mr. B's on Tuesday, and I'll have it finished on Wednesday. So we'll be done on time.
Awesome.
And I've got some downtime, so I should be able to find the messenger bag I need for my character, the brown belt I need for my character, and finish your scarf. And get my hair done. And send you guys video links so you can do your hair.
I feel like I don't need to do a heck of a lot to mine.
No, yours is really easy, Ben's is really easy, or Mr. B's is really easy, and mine takes a bit more work because I've got long hair.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because
I'm
that's
so
really
excited
what
that
I
my
want
character has short hair. I don't have to deal with hair.
Well, I need to... I have very thick natural hair on my own, so once I put it up in a bun in the back of my head, like, I'll get a crud ton of lift that way. So that'll be fine. So it's just tightening up the curls in some places from the wave that it is, and braiding it so it braids on the one side. Because in my brain, we're doing gender bend cosplays of anime characters, so we've got a lot of leeway with character looks. And I feel like for me, the female version of Grey Fullbuster would braid or low ponytail the hair and just be done with it. Be like, done. I'm out the door.
I think you're right.
So that's what I'm doing.
I feel like female Natsu, which is what I'm doing, would care even less.
It would be
has just
towel dry and out the door.
Like, cut its like shoulder length and just
towel dry and out the door.
Yeah, bangs and
where poor Mr. B is going to have to put a lot more work into his hair than he does naturally. Because a male Lucy would still be quite aware of his looks. So that's gonna be a thing, you guys. That'll be fun.
I'm really excited.
I'm not sure
for
if
this.
he's ever used a pomade or wax.
Maybe in theater?
I hope so, because I really don't have time this week to walk him through that.
There's YouTube. He knows how to YouTube.
Most people know how to YouTube.
I'm excited on Thursday.
My mom knows how to YouTube. And that's my general rule of thumb is my mom can YouTube, everybody can YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
She hates technology.
On Thursday, one of my friends from Workcraft Club is going to henna my fairy tale tattoo on my arm for me.
Oh, good.
Because it turns out that henna is the perfect color for the Natsu's tattoo.
So long
it's
as
that reddish-brown color.
So long as you're a good match, do it up. Because I was like, I need to go buy liquid eyeliner in red, which I don't actually own. Now I don't have to.
Yeah, no, we're going to do it in henna. I even have the henna. I just can't do it myself. So she's going to do it for me on Thursday night when we play D&D anyway.
Perfect. I mean, I wasn't worried about mine. I've got the stencil for me worked out. And mine is a navy blue. I have navy blue eyeliner, guys.
Oh, yeah. That's a much more normal color of eyeliner than red.
Also thinking Mr. B doesn't have electric pink, like bubblegum pink eyeliner, so I'm gonna have to pick that up for him this week.
Yeah.
Yep. And
that's
then,
gonna be fun trying to keep that on, washing your hands.
That's why I'm buying the waterproof liquid kind, because it's really hard to rub off.
Yeah, good.
And he's really obsessed with washing his hands. And that way I got the stencil, and I've got it, it's a homemade stencil, so he can carry it with him and put it down if he needs to touch things up, like if he needs to touch up his lines, and I'm gonna give him the liquid eyeliner. Go, here you go. Return it at the end of the weekend if there's anything left. I think he booked off Friday and Saturday. That's when he'll be there with us. Okay. And then Sunday it's just us.
Okay.
Yeah. I will have to check in with the Game of Toba registration desk, because we're running that for some hours this weekend, and one of the co-chairs who was going to fill in for me because I said I would do every convention up to the gaming convention except Icon, forgot that her daughter's in town from Japan till the end of that weekend on her holidays between school sessions. Yeah. I'm like, I mean, it's life, it happens. So now I'm like, guess what, demo team? Whenever my volunteers can come help, that's when we're gonna have registration people. Otherwise, it's just, I'm sorry. Page me if I'm close enough, I can help, but I'll run you guys through what needs to happen for registration, and we've got signs, and that's the best I can do you, because I said I wasn't available, and I'm only tangentially available, because you work Friday till 5, so
yeah,
I'll get down there relatively early, do sign in, because we're pre-registered, so I can go to the pre-register line and just go, my name is Jocelyn, insert last name here, find me.
Fair enough.
Give me my bag. I love you. Goodbye. And I can just go sit at registration till you get there at like 6 or 7.
I suppose it would probably be under my name because I bought the tickets. We'll figure this out offline.
Yeah, we're ironing it up because otherwise I have to wait for you, and then I can't get in to help out with registration stuff without my signage.
Good point. Well, can't we go down? Never mind. I was gonna say, can't you do it Thursday night? But I'll be playing D&D at work and getting my tattoo, so never mind.
I could do it Wednesday after work. I could meet you downtown Wednesday after work.
That might be a thing.
If we need to get them. Well, let's check online and see what your registration stuff says. And we'll go from there.
Yeah.
See?
All right.
I know we don't do things concisely.
So now for the first segment of the podcast. That was just the preamble. The first segment is What's in Our Cup.
One day, years from now, we'll have segues. I'll have segues. You guys, plants haven't died. My allergies are killing me. And I rarely leave my house. The living stuff. I know it's so necessary for all these tasty, tasty vegetables. But lilac bushes must die.
Oh, I like lilacs.
They're so strong.
I know. So in my cafe cup.
You mean my cafe cup?
Well, okay, in Jocelyn's cafe cup that she has graciously loaned me to contain my tea, which she is also loaning me, and by loaning I mean giving, because I don't think she wants it back now.
I don't want your tea back once you're done with it. I'm good, thanks.
Okay. So it gives me great delight to put tea in the cafe mug. So today I have what the tag say? White chocolate mocha black tea from Stash. And it is quite tasty.
It's good tea. It's nice tea. Without being like super in your face. In an effort to be prepared for Diana's bachelorette party on Saturday, which I didn't actually end up getting to go to because of driver issues, And the fact that I might be legally blind during the daytime, at night it's even worse, guys. I went down to the Amsterdam tea room earlier this week, and I bought some tea. I had some tea, and I bought some tea. Because that's what I do. Any excuse to stop by a tea place. So I have some peppermint detox, which is peppermint and lemongrass.
That sounds lovely.
Which is really quite freaking delightful. So I also tried a Russian Earl Grey.
What makes it Russian?
Nope. Kenyan Earl Grey.
What makes it Kenyan?
It had a very smoky sort of coffee flavor bitter
Interesting.
to it. It was really, really quite tasty. So, but I liked the peppermint detox better. I think I might go down next time I'm at a knit nosh and go, I'd like to try something new. Start listing them off, and whatever one I don't recognize, I'll ask you about that one. Soon I'll have like their whole collection. Just chilling at home, probably. Don't be surprised if that happens. Or at the very least, 5 or 6 that are like my all-time favorites. I like their white Earl Grey, which is a beautiful base for fruit infusion iced tea.
That's a good point.
Nice. It's so nice.
Amsterdam Tea Room also does fantastic tea-infused alcoholic beverages.
I don't drink.
My favorite is the old-fashioned. They make it with rum and lapsang-infused sugar. So it's sweeter than your average old-fashioned, but very, very smoky, and I love that. Most people
Does that
really
explain
don't like that.
why we're recording in the evening instead of in the morning?
No, I was absolutely... we were there for my bachelorette party last night for a while.
I tried to come. I couldn't get an extra driver.
I'm so sad. But anyway, so we were there, and I didn't actually end up drinking all that much last night. Honestly, I'm tired because we were out and doing things, and I was out late and up early, and I'm just honestly physically tired. I am not hungover.
How are you going to make it into your 30s? You don't actually do that much yet.
I also generally don't do stuff in heels, and last night I was in heels, and that will drain your energy so fast.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because they looked really good.
Says every woman ever.
Right?
Till you hit, I think it's like, it changes from woman to woman. Some ladies get there faster than others. I've hit the point now where it's like, I wear heels, I like them. But unless I've got a ride to and from and I can sit for most of the event, not happening. I'm going to sneeze all podcast. I'm sorry, guys. There's nothing I can do about the allergies. Ugh.
Shall we forge ahead?
Sure, why not?
Okay. You have all of the things, and I have one of the things.
Jocelyn's been finishing stuff.
Woo! Oh, here, I'll grab an end.
This is the sort of circle shawl. That is the name of the shawl.
We're not guessing. That is actually the name of the shawl.
That is actually the name of the shawl.
It's linked in the show notes.
It is linked in the show notes. I found it because I was perusing Fiber Spider's tutorial log, and it sounded adorable. And it really sort of highlights a variegated or color changing. What is it? Gradient?
Yeah.
A gradient. So I made it out of a Caron Bake Cake in grape jelly. So it is shades of purple, from dark purple to light purple, grape jelly colors.
Yeah.
And it is a crocheted shawl. It is a simple, you have the option in the written instructions to do a 2-row repeat or a 4-row repeat. I did the 2-row repeat because I just sort of liked the look of it better.
I like this.
So it turned out really good. I think I'm going to gift it to my great Aunt Jerry for Christmas.
I like this edge on it too.
It is a little sort of scallop or a picot edge detail, which I have never done a picot edge in crochet before, and it is super easy. It used up pretty much the whole cake.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was beautiful, and counts towards my stash dash. So it is washed and blocked and finished, so now I have one end to weave in.
Ooh, that's a really short end.
But I said it took the whole... Getting a little antsy. I did add a single crochet border to the top of the shawl to give the top of the shawl a bit more weight.
Okay.
But, I mean, which isn't called for in the pattern, but I tend to do that on the top of crocheted shawls. Where there is no edging called for it, I'll, at the very least, throw on a single crochet border just to finish it up and clean up the edges. It also means that if I haven't changed a lot of colors, I'm not weaving in more than 1 or 2 ends. Because I'm just not.
Lovely.
I'm going to blow my nose again.
Wonder if I might do that with one of my Karen cakes.
It's a big cake. It's 300 grams of worsted weight. So it definitely makes something.
You have a finished object.
Oh, yes, please pile it on your head.
There, okay.
See, now the thing is for us to remember to take a photo, so that can be the thing for the podcast episode this week instead of my poor spinning wheel.
Your spinning wheel made a great picture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll take a selfie right now.
Really? This is what happened when we would voice record before we came onto YouTube. She would always pile stuff on top of her head as I finished things. Just have to get back in that habit, I think.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to plow ahead because I have 4 objects to your... No, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 objects to your 1.
Keep going.
Here, give yourself an Natsu scarf stripe.
Ooh. Stripe.
You guys, in an effort for the cosplay this upcoming weekend, I've got to wash and block it, so we'll get a bit of length on there still.
There.
I'm literally hodgepodging a pattern together for Diana or her character Natsu Dragneel, because he
does it the other way.
He does it the other way.
Yeah,
he's got one heck of a beefy striped black and white scarf. So I'm making strips of
Is it like that?
Crocheted.
Because he has them in the back, right?
Yeah,
okay,
crocheted white. Crocheted white with a little black border between it, and then I'm going to crochet the strips together with black, so that we get the black and white grid pattern.
Okay.
So I figured it out in my head, and I tested it out, and I roughed out a length, and the length looks good. So somehow this week I've got to do the rest of them.
I might still wear it in the front just so I don't start catching on things.
Suffocate? Yeah. That's fair. And again, I gotta wash it and aggressively block it so that you get as much length as possible.
Alright, I think I like it better like this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You might not have much in the way of fringe, though.
That's fine.
So, I've started
Honestly,
on that.
the fringe is not the important part of that scarf.
No. I'm going to have leftover black yarn. Don't think you care if I just toss it in a crochet up granny square pile.
Go for it.
But we are using the Red Heart Soft in white and black.
Yep.
I know it's shocking, but there you go.
Basic stuff.
Basic stuff for the Natsu scarf. So that got successfully started and created this week. I'm not done, guys. I've still got more to go. There's really nothing to it till I finish the scarf. It's just a long rectangular scarf and a black and white grid. If anybody wants the patterns, send me a message or something on Ravelry and I'll write something up for you. Otherwise, it is what it is. In an effort to not tell Diana why I was in the Amsterdam tea room on Tuesday, which we'll talk about here on the go because she didn't know what her bachelorette party was going to be like, I decided I could use the I just need to go places and take pretty photos for the knitting podcast. So I took my socks down with me and worked on my June socks. We're almost in July, folks. Hey, listen, I'm not functioning with a wrist brace. Everything's healing up and it only aches like a crazy mofo before it rains. So we're healing just fine.
It's good.
So super excited. As always, I knit them and they're knit inside out. Don't know why. That's just how it works for me.
And they look right at the end, so what does it matter?
I flip them inside out when I'm done. They're good to go. The Dreaming of Spring colorway from Dye For You this should be my last pair of vanilla toe-up socks because I've got the toe box figured out finally, and I think I've got the heel, my preferred heel nailed down, so then I have a go-to pattern, and then next time I start a pair of socks, I can start something for fun. I hate my nose so much right now. You guys, I sound like I'm addicted to illicit substances. There's nothing. The allergy specialist has me on a medication that's so strong I'm not allowed to donate blood.
Oh, wow.
Because it is steroid based. There is nothing they can do for me. It is very irritating.
That's rough.
My poor mom's having a summer like I have all the time. She's just like, how do you not die? I'm like, I don't know. Oh, you get used to it? I know.
Just look like you're dying over
Oh.
there. Oh.
That's just how summer goes. There's nothing I can do about it. Like I said, I'm allergic to people, places, and things. In the summertime, it's a lot of things on the outside. And it's a lot of, the air condition. Air is great. Love it. Personal fan. People don't change their filters. You have to change your filter like every month and a half.
Mm.
People change their filters maybe once every 2 or 3 seasons. So all that does is blow dust and pollen right into my face. Now here in the house, we're really good at it. But I have to go outside. Once I'm outside, I'm at the mercy of everything that is green growing and trying to replicate right now.
Green growing or trying to replicate.
That's fine. It's the course of it is. It just means I suffer. And it was sunny outside, so people were probably mowing grass today.
Oh, probably.
I'm still going. I'll stop before the end so you can talk and then I'll talk again.
Sounds like it has a lot of stitch markers on it.
It doesn't just sound like it has a lot of stitch markers on
Oh,
it.
it has
a lot of stitch
oh,
markers.
Yes, it does.
There's stitch markers on both ends.
Ooh.
In just as much detail. So, the Great Race has begun. I don't know if you guys know or not. If you're a new listener, you might not. If you're a long-time listener, then you know that I start knitting Christmas presents in July.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't knit Christmas presents in December. It doesn't happen. I only knit for me come the 1st of December. And that's it. No stress in this stuff. I'd rather be baking and knitting for myself all Christmas. So, my mom's birthday's in August, so it's the first real big dealio coming up. So I'm picked up out of my stash box. What? Her dragon rest shawl pattern that I found for her. We can link it at our northernknitspodcast.com where all our show notes go.
Yep.
Which I think the links are in the description box below, right?
Yep, the links are in the description box specifically to the episode notes.
Okay.
And on your podcast listener Dewey, it's in the episode notes. However your podcast Dewey app works.
However your podcast Dewey app works, that makes complete sense to me.
A Dewey app.
The Dewey app. So I have done the shoulders, which is this plain section, and what we're working on now is fingers and webbing. Now the fingers are one type of stitch marker, and the webbing is another type of stitch marker, because you cannot confuse the two, because they're two different stitch patterns. And it's straight stockinette in the middle. So this will continue to grow, because it's the body of the shawl, but when you're done on the ends, out by your elbows, out to your wrists, you get dragon fingers, like dragon wing fingers.
Is that like chicken fingers?
They're probably crunchy and taste good with ketchup, so we'll go with yes. But that means I've got 6 stitch markers per side right now.
That's makes an impressive rattling noise.
It makes a super impressive rattling noise. Now I don't think it's gonna take me long to finish because I'm doing this in a worsted weight. What am I doing this one in? This will be an acrylic gray. Do I have the ball band in here? Because it's been long enough. Oh, I do. I don't remember.
Yes, I haven't had to do show notes on this one for a while, so I don't remember.
It's a Burnett Premium in a gray.
It is medium gray heather.
Medium gray heather?
Yep.
Now, done in the acrylic because my mom's allergic to wool.
Which is a shame, but I understand.
Doesn't believe in hand wash anything. If you cannot machine wash it and dry it, she doesn't want it.
Fair enough.
To the point where when we go shopping and she finds stuff and it's cute and she likes it and she sees that it's hand washed, she's very upset because she refuses to buy it. Because she will not hand wash nothing. Just fine. I don't care. I buy hand wash stuff all the time.
Half my wardrobe is hand wash. Bless you. I think everything I'm wearing is hand wash.
Most of my stuff's machine wash.
I mean, I throw it in the machine anyway, but all carefully on a gentle cycle and then never in the dryer. So. Most of my stuff's machine wash and dry.
You guys, it's going to be all podcast long. Deal with it. It is what it is.
Shall I jump in and do a thing?
Yeah! Then I've got one more and I'm done.
Okay, so
I've been sewing a lot.
Speaking of an impressive amount of stitch markers. Check out that rattling.
Yeah, I mean, you've got me beat as far as complex patterns and stitch markers go. I have nothing.
I bought
right now 4
packages of these fancy ones. I used all of them.
Holy crap, what day is it today?
It's the 22nd.
I was supposed to cast on the Evening Star shawl yesterday. Oopsies.
Oh well. I've got these ones that were a Christmas present. And then I've got half my package of the clippy ones. Because there's 28 repeats around here. Okay, let's not lose stitches off.
You know what, I think I might just put off casting on, even though everybody else has gotten started till after Stash Dash is over.
That seems entirely
Red.
reasonable. Okay, so for progress this week...
the whole butt, but... Oh, that's better. Pull my hair up.
Get out of here, yarn.
That's right.
For progress this week. We have that much progress, so about another inch. And there was going to be a bit more progress, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in Fiber Flubs.
Oh, we're both discussing Fiber Flubs this week.
Oh, yes.
That's wonderful.
Of course. I had a good one with the shawl this week.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, but it's still coming along really nicely. I'm done the little bits of lace, or I'm just coming up to done the little bits of lace that kind of end up looking like, I'm going to go with like a cathedral sort of a mesh shape.
Sure.
Like the cathedral shaped windows is kind of the shape that the mesh ultimately has.
It's supposed to mimic the houses of Elrond, isn't it?
Yes. Which in the movie ended up looking sort of like cathedral gazebos.
Yes, they
Gazebo cathedrals.
Gazebo Cathedraals?
Gazebo cathedrals. So
Episode title found.
Yeah. So I'm liking my gazebo cathedrals.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh,
it's,
man, I'm so gonna remember that when I get to that point in the show. I'm working on my gazebo cathedrals this week.
Change the project page on right now. It's not the wedding shawl, it's the gazebo cathedrals.
Oh my goodness, it'd be funny.
So, if anybody was listening last week, / watching last week, and I said I was going to be within 10 rows of the end of chart 2, 3, sorry, end of the chart that I'm on.
How'd that serious deadline go for you?
Poorly, partially because Fiber Flubs, but also poorly. I'm at least 30 rows shy.
Oh, jeez.
So I came to the conclusion today that I probably don't get to do my fancy beaded edging. I think what I'm going to have to do is just finish this chart and do the bind off.
Gotta haul some butt.
Yeah, and then maybe later I can unpick the bind off and do the edging. But it seemed a shame not to show you guys the beads at least one more time that you are now not going to get to see in my edging.
I don't know, it comes down to how well you do over the next couple of days getting those charts wrapped up.
Yeah, so, and we've got Icon all next weekend, so I'm not going to get much done there. So basically, unless I have some kind of miracle this week, I've got basically this week and next week.
Yep.
So it's going to be hard enough just to finish chart 3, let alone doing a 20 stitch wide edging all the way around.
Yes, because we've got one more.
With beads.
We've got one more podcast. We've got the one at the end of Icon.
Yep.
Then we got the one after that. And then we're on the 12th, and then you're getting married.
Yep.
So you have 3 more weeks to get the shawl finished.
Yeah.
Because we're blocking it on the 12th.
Yep. So I just wanted to show off these pretty iridescent gold seed beads that I'm probably not going to get to use. And it seemed a shame.
I can just hear red right now.
I know, it seemed a shame not to show them off, so I grabbed some to show you. It was gonna look so good. Oh well. Alas.
I gotta go find beads for my evening star.
Would you like some beads? No.
No, the gold won't look good with the blue-white that I've got going on.
Yeah,
I think I need to go find copper.
Oh, yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, I think a copper or a pewter color would look really good.
Oh, so I got my beads from Poco Beads.
I know that's where I want to go.
That is a fantastic bead store that it looks like sort of a dilapidated warehouse building, which is not selling it well, but inside it's just beads.
If there's anything any long-term listener knows, that your words are the best.
I have the best words.
Wordage is amazing. The wordage is amazing. Eyeball harder. All Diana. Wasn't me. Was all Diana. If you get a chance, listen to some of the backlog. It's, yeah. When we were just audio and not video, it was interesting, guys.
Doily with armholes.
Doily with armholes.
You know what? It was.
It really was. Like, that was super not the words to use for it, but no, that's what it was. Alright. Last fully working, I promise you guys. Look at all this progress.
Ooh. It looks so good.
Jocelyn's been doing her exploration station knit along.
Yeah,
I've done wedge 5. I'm gotta do wedge 6. Now, a lot of the other podcasters who are doing this are just flying through it.
I know.
It looks so good. And some of the people have already
So
completed
jealous.
shawls.
Oh.
And my brain's like, I could race. Like, I could just rush and get it done. I promised I'd stop when I got to the brioche and wait. So I'm going to stop at the brioche, finish a couple things, and then the week before Stash Dash ends, I'll do a mad dash to get this finished. Everybody still has till the end of September. Like, we gave everybody 3 months for a reason, because not everybody knits as fast as some of us do.
Some of us have to finish giant lace shawls for their wedding.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have to do that. So, here is my progress so far. I'm using 2 skeins of Knitted Wolf Luxury yarns. They are the darker colors. And 2 skeins of Dye For You, which are the green and the gray color. So, they are knitting up beautifully together. It is super mellow and moody.
I really, really
and
like
it's just beautiful. And I'm thinking come fall with my fall cardigans and stuff, and my purple pea coat or my white winter coat, this is just going to be
so good.
stunning.
I would like to point out something you can't see on camera. The separating color, this gray, just looks like plain gray, but in person you can see the little reddish pinkish flecks.
Yes.
And it just adds this extra little pop of interest.
It is terribly subtle, and you definitely don't pick it up on camera.
Yeah,
you definitely can't pick it up on camera.
You can like sort of right there see a
And I'm super enjoying it. You may notice that there's like 50 billion stitch markers on here. You do not need this many stitch markers. This is a visual aid for me. This tells me where my short rows are. So, because I do a German short row, so I don't wrap and turn. I just turn. So I have that little hole to close up when I'm coming back through my first full knit. So having the stitch markers here tells me when I have to close the hole. So that I have a solid knit. So if you aren't legally blind, you probably don't need the stitch markers, because you'll be able to see where you've wrapped and turned your work.
Right.
That's the mistake I made with the Wonder Woman wrap, which is why I had to rip it back pretty much to the beginning, and you guys helped me with that. I'm eating hair now. Because I didn't have the stitch markers in there to tell me where my wraps were, like when I turned my work. So I don't do it on my socks, because they're like this wide, but I definitely have to do it on bigger items. So, did that this week too.
Looks so good.
I fell into a new anime.
Oh yes, Full Metal Panic, I think you said?
Oh no, that one I've been watching for a while.
Okay.
They came out, Funimation just released Convenience Store Boyfriend, which is slice of life.
Oh.
It's about teenagers and their first boyfriends and meeting at convenience stores in high school, and it's so dang cute! I was like, I'm only gonna watch one episode, and if it's cute, I'll put it on the back burner, right? No, I watched the whole series. I didn't even sleep. I stayed up all night.
Oh my goodness.
Worked up because I couldn't help myself. I'm like, but what if they don't get together? Ah!
I love that. I love the high emotion, ridiculous drama that is not actually drama, but it's dramatic.
So dramatic. And it's so cute because it's like, they're together because they hold hands and sit beside each other outside the convenience store, and I'm just like, sob. I read adult erotica, people. I can handle descriptions of very intimate acts. It does not bother me. But it was actually, it's got like that arm ache, heart wrenching, because is he gonna say anything? Is he not gonna say anything?
I love that.
So good. So I was like, well, there went 22 hours pretty much straight.
Oh my goodness.
I fell into it hard. And then when it was done, my cat looked at me and I said, yeah, no, we're going to bed. And I slept for a whole day because I was tired. Go figure.
I think that might be edging in on an anime addiction.
I mean,
if you're going to have one, this is the time of the year to do it.
Very often. It's the same with romance novels. Like, if I pick up a historical bodice ripper, I have to pick it up at the start of the day. Because if I pick it up at night, I will read till the next morning. So it's the same thing. I told my mom, and my mom's like, okay, well, that might be cute enough to watch. I'm like, it is. Like, and it doesn't have that weird people turning into animals like Fruits Basket does.
Another weird one.
Which was, it's a slice of life. But yeah, no, right before Icon, it seemed like the good season to get into one. Shaggy with Mr. B's. Been looking at ones that are bigger series. I was like, there's some I haven't attempted yet because there's like 800 plus anime episodes. 800 plus. You guys. There's ones that have over thousands of episodes. My brain goes, that's a lot. It's a lot.
That is a lot. I'm just making notes of things that I have to link to in the show notes because it makes making show notes so much easier.
It's totally fair. Yeah, Convenience Store Boyfriend. It's so cute. So cute. Love it. My phone's buzzing somewhere. I don't really care, but it's buzzing somewhere.
Whatever.
But that's it for my woolly work. It's why I got so much done work-wise this week. It's because it's when I was just literally sitting there knitting, not paying attention to the time until I realized the sun had come up, and I went, oh, Lord. Maybe I just did that to myself.
I haven't done that in so long. really love to do that
I'm
again.
35 years old. That sucked. I'm never doing it again.
Alright, up until you find another anime and you fall headfirst into it and do it again.
I'm pretty good at going, no, I'm tired and going to bed. Even if I really like something.
Yeah. But sometimes it's just...
Sometimes
just falling into it and just willpower be damned.
Yeah. Most of the time I'd be like, yes! And then I get up the next morning and I just dive right back in, but, not this one. Full Metal Panic. I watch it on release day within a couple of hours of the English dub coming out. Or English dub coming out because I can't read subtitles anymore. And Kakurio is another one I watch. Comes out Thursday at 4 o'clock my time. By 4:30, I'm watching it. The latest Thursday 4:30. Kakyiro.
Sorry, Kakyiro.
Kakurio. It's the bed and breakfast for spirits.
What?
Yes.
That sounds lovely.
It is so cute. I don't think Mr. B agrees with me. I made him watch the first episode, but that's fine. I like it, and that's all that matters. And it's a drama romance. And it's so pretty. It's really clean. Like, the lines and the art style is really clean and classic. It's just, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty. Hits all the right markers for me. And it has a catchy theme song.
Oh, even better.
Even better, folks. Alright. I've already tangented again, and we haven't even made it to Fiber Flubs yet.
Oh, alright. I'll bring my shawl back over here for a second.
Oh, we're almost at bedtime. Can you hear?
Ooh.
We hate bedtime. Especially
bedtime.
Especially in the summer, bedtime becomes an issue.
Oh, it's hard when the sun's still up.
It's hard when we don't have school. Yeah.
Okay, well, you can't actually see anything, so I'm just going to hold this up as a visual aid.
Sure.
And because it's pretty.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I actually got a lot done this week. Approximately 10 rows ago, which was probably...
Close enough now I can see what's going on.
Probably I think it was the day after we podcasted, I went out to the lake.
Yep.
And I was knitting away.
I know it was the day you went to the lake, because that was when I edited it and put it up on YouTube.
And,
I wasn't going to the lake.
so I was knitting away, and I didn't realize that the symbol for the center stitch had changed.
Uh-oh.
Because there was just a symbol there. I didn't realize it was different from all of the other symbols.
Oops. It happens.
So instead of a knit through the back loop, it was supposed to be I believe it was a yarn over, knit one yarn over. Or something like that in the same stitch. So
that's easy enough.
a 1 increased to a 3.
Yes.
But it meant that all the way around, I didn't have this. I was short 2 yarn overs all the way around, right smack in the middle of every single repeat of 28 repeats.
Okay.
And this was like 10 and 11 at night, and I just kind of looked at it, went,
nope.
No.
Nope.
Just
buckets of no.
So much no.
Nope.
So that the plan of staying up till 2 or 3 in the morning knitting on the deck just did not happen.
Buckets of no.
I was so upset I didn't touch it again for almost 24 hours.
I would have been so mad. Oh, I found my phone.
What I did end up doing was just doing that stitch on the next row because it didn't affect anything. So you can't tell that anything's wrong. It's fine. The other thing that I did was I also wasn't paying attention to some of my twisted decreases, so I don't know which ones are wrong, but I know some of them are wrong.
Yeah, nobody will be able to see. It'll be fine.
Yeah, so don't care. Some of my lines are going to be a little bit wiggity if you look really close, but blocking is going to fix most of that.
Yeah, no,
it's 90% correct, and blocking will fix a lot of the remaining 10% that isn't right.
It's true, it will.
So, those are my fiber flubs.
You guys, I had to rip this out and start all over again.
I was thinking it looked smaller than last time I saw it.
I screwed up the shoulders. And I didn't realize I'd screwed up my shoulders till I screwed up my finger starts. So I'd gotten all the stitch markers in, and then I realized I'd screwed up somewhere back around here.
Aww.
And went, well, son of a... Insert bad words here.
Water buffalo? Fried bologna sandwich?
Fried bologna sandwich. So, and once I've taken something off the knitting needles, even at a worsted weight, I've committed to frogging and starting all over again. So, started the shawl from scratch again on Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. I texted you and said, fiber flub accomplished.
Aww.
So, we're back up to the bigger part. I mean, it's not like it takes long. It's on a 5mm needle. Like, guys, It's not going to take me long to do this.
Those needles look so big compared to my little lace ones.
I know. I was just looking
So
at my
sad.
I was just looking at my sock ones, and I was like, my socks are size 1 or something. They're
I don't know what sizes are.
2.5 millimeter. So I'm like, my smallest needles right now are 2.5 millimeters, and the largest ones I have are 5 millimeters.
Yeah, my the ones for my shawl are 3.5 millimeters.
5 millimeters or 6 millimeters? What are the two?
Bless you. So yeah, size 5 just looks
Huge.
enormous to me right now.
I was looking at patterns this week that called for size 10 millimeter, and I was just like, my gosh!
That would go so fast.
I was
So
looking
excited
at
to work in worsted weight again.
a blanket throw.
Fingering weight.
Blanket throw done in chunky. Takes something like 50 balls of yarn.
Oh my goodness.
It's so pretty. I still want to make it. And it's chunky, so it really actually won't. Well, because you're chunky, you don't even get 100 yards per ball, so.
Yeah, that's true. Well, those were some flubs.
Mine was more of a, I should have been paying attention to what I was doing. It's nobody's fault but my own.
And yet somehow yours resulted in more destruction.
Well, it always does.
So yarn on the go. I went to the lake. I kind of talked about that. I had some flubs at the lake. I let the 6-year-old draw on me with henna, so I've got some nice, like, freckly looking things on me.
Well, you know, we are
The
six.
the stuff that I drew is mostly gone. The flower's still kind of there. That came out kind of nice, but I've got some freckly things
Our
there.
art is great.
I think that's supposed to be a Viking.
Okay.
And I've got one on my shoulder here. That's supposed to be a scuba guy. You can a snorkeling guy. You can sort of see the snorkel.
Sure.
Yeah.
The 11-year-old played with glitter upstairs. We're still taking glitter out of everything.
I had a very glittery walk down the stairs to get here.
Vacuumed the stairs a couple of times at this point. We were left alone crafting by ourselves in the morning with a tube of glitter and 2 puppies.
Oh.
Addie Johnson was not aware of this, or she would have been upstairs monitoring.
Oh.
We didn't realize something gone wrong until Mom wandered into the living room and realized exactly how wrong it had gone.
Ooh.
We've been doing a lot of washing. Pets, the floors, the pets, again, floors again, us. But glitter takes a very long time to pick up, so
Yes,
we sort of settled in for the long haul, folks. All over the upstairs. It was a hot mess.
Oh, I have a sort of yarn on the go adjacent thing.
Sure.
My yarn wasn't at it, but I had to give a lightning talk about craft club at work this week.
Oh yeah, how'd that go for you?
I stood up in front of 200 plus people and some cameras, and I talked about craft club.
Yeah.
And I don't honestly remember most of it, but I did it, and they told me I did all right.
Good.
So I guess it was okay. I talked about knitting in front of 200 people and some cameras. The cameras didn't bother me. The 200 people did.
Bothered? Okay. Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Never know where to look with cameras because I can't see the lens or focus points or anything. So I was like, I don't know. I'm hoping I'm looking on the right place.
Yeah, somewhere in the vicinity of the camera.
Sure, let's do that.
Actually, I should have focused on the camera more because I'm used to it from doing this.
Yes, that was one of those ones
I should have
where it was
focused
like,
on the camera more than I did.
you should just ignore the people and just pretend you were recording a podcast. We're getting really good at just sort of talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's still kind of awkward to do it on my own because I'm used to having
A sounding board.
A sounding board. So I'm doing it by myself. I'm like, that's fine. I'll get used to it. I went to the Knit Nosh, held bi-weekly down and across the board. The next one will be just after Icon. So it is a Tuesday afternoon from 1 to 4 o'clock. You can come and sit down and have something to eat, and you can do some knitting and chat with wonderful ladies about the projects you're working on. So I was really glad I was able to make it down. I hadn't been able to make it down for a chunk of time. I either had appointments or things to do. Adulting. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I was free, so I was like, done. So I went down and enjoyed a lovely afternoon. I had what did I have? I had the chicken Caesar wrap, and they had a French onion soup for the day. So I had that.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, the soup could have been better, but the sandwich wrap was delightful.
Mm.
I liked the wrap a lot, so.
Nice.
I'm picky about my French onion soup, you guys. I'm sure the soup was fine. I'm sure it was just me being a French onion soup snob.
Soup snob? I wasn't aware one. I suppose one can be a soup snob.
I'm really picky about the French onion soup. So, there's that. But that was my yarn on the go this week. I did a lot of stuff on Tuesday, and then I was kind of just home working the rest of the week. You guys, I literally put together 3 coats by the end of this week in less than 3 weeks.
I'm very impressed.
It's a lot of coat making going on right now. a lot of time going, no, Pedro, you can't lie down right next to the sewing machine on the fabric. I'm sewing it right now.
Just sew her tail into it and she'll stop doing it.
No, I'll just have to take her to a vet.
Meh. Just throw some tape on there and it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. That's not how that works.
It's totally how that. It's not how, I'm pretty sure that's.
I put down a partial piece of craft roll on the floor. That seems to work.
Oh, that's good.
She's been playing with that instead of always being attached. You have to understand, when I laid out the fabric to cut it, I had to lock her in the bedroom.
Oh my.
She will ignore yarn. She's getting really pretty good at ignoring fiber. It's there, whatever, unless we're in high play mode. We don't really care. But fabric, you guys, we love lying on fabric. Rolling around on fabric, stretching out on fabric, looking at mom while we're on the fabric, helping mom lay patterns.
Weird. I wonder why fabric.
I don't know, but she's just taken to it like white on rice and just will not give it up. So when I was cutting fabric again this morning for another project that I'm going to start working on, I had to literally close the bedroom door and leave her in there. I was like, nope, I really don't want to deal with you right now.
Wow.
You're going to go sit in the bedroom. You have access to your litter box, your cat food. You got a place to play. It was cool enough. The window was open. Leave me alone. I need to do some work. But yeah, that my only yarn on the go this week was heading out to Knit Nosh, which is super cool with me.
That brings us to So Little Time, which you've kind of already talked about.
Yeah, it sort of amalgamates in because my whole brain is sewing. My coat is finished, and it is a fully lined coat for everybody. So there's a full inside lining and a full outside. So we're going to fit Diana for hers and get tailoring to the hem properly. On the bright side, you only have one sleeve, so it's like...
That makes things a little easier.
For the cosplay, so yeah, sure, that works. So I can get your tailored, and then I can put your editing details on and do some top stitching. It's never fun to top stitch. So get that done, and then I'll be finish that on Monday, and then Tuesday I'll see Mr. B, and I can tailor his coat and lining to him. And then I can finish that on Wednesday, because Thursday I have a big eye appointment. At the hospital eye appointment, so it's a serious eye appointment. Ooh. So I'll be super blind for many hours.
Sounds like fun.
They're gonna freeze and dilate my eyeballs, so yeah, that's gonna be just delightful. It's not painful, it's just annoying. So Thursday's a write-off, and Friday the convention starts.
Yeah.
And my parents are home for the weekend.
Oh, fun.
Okay. I can do this. There's so much to do.
I believe in you.
I believe in coffee.
Yes. Coffee is life.
Yeah. My dad was chatting with me, and he's like, are we going to go do a big grocery run when I'm in town? I'm like, yeah. He's like, when? I'm like, 7 a.m. Saturday morning. He's like, why? I'm like, it's the only time I'm free.
When's the convention open on Saturday? Like 10?
It's 24 hours. From the moment it opens on Friday till it closes on Sunday.
God, this is the 24-hour one.
There is something
like
going on. It's not like Comic-Con. It starts at, I think, Friday at like noon or 1 or something. Or 2. I forget when it's opening on Friday. And then it runs till Sunday at like 4. Oh, we have an 11-year-old on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
She has her own phone now, so she can text us if she wanders away.
All right.
So that's a thing. So we will have an 11-year-old on Saturday with us. She's been earning money. She wants to have that solid $140, $150 for Icon. Oof. She's been saving her allowance since I came home from my mom's house.
Wow, that's more money than I'm planning on spending at Icon.
She likes mystery boxes, and you get 2 for $50. So she likes to pick up those. She knows it's like half her budget. She still needs money for candy and for stuffies and for...
I like to have the consumable stuff, so like all the weird drinks and candies and food and stuff.
Yeah, I like that
but
stuff.
I'm not going to spend $150 on weird candies and foods and drinks and stuff.
I like looking at the artwork and stuff, and if I find a piece of artwork that I really like, then I pick it up. But I don't need a lot of stuff anymore. She's 11. We're still at all the stuff all the time phase. Yeah. So that's fine. I don't mind. I think I'm going to keep an eye out in the mangas and see if we can maybe find a couple English mangas in some of the series that I've been watching. So we can start reading them. Okay. Because I think that might be fun.
I just like seeing all the stuff. I just like going and seeing the stuff and like going to panels and whatever.
I love watching the artist stuff. So yeah, we need to line up panels and arrival time and departures and stuff. So we've got that all ironed out. And Sunday. Because Sunday will be fun. Because if we do it right, we do brunch, we do the convention, we record, and I go home. It's going to be a really long Sunday for my cat.
I was say it's gonna be a long Sunday for me.
That's fine. Well, it's because Mom and Dad will leave. We could discuss this offline. They'll leave in the morning so I can catch a ride down for brunch.
Okay.
And then I'm only having to bus home the one way so we can do the recording. Now, having said that, if you see next week's episode and we're in 2 separate locations, is because I said, no, I'm tired, and I went home.
I feel like
Or
that's
it didn't
probably...
that's probably what's actually going to happen. Because we need to film while we're going to Icon and during Icon for the Patreon for the month.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be easy.
Yeah, won't be hard. So, we got lots on our plate, you guys. It's a thing.
Cool. That just brings us to events. We're going to Icon.
If you haven't noticed, Jocelyn's a big anime nerd and she's fine with it.
I'm a small anime nerd.
That's fine. You could have watched one anime like Sailor Moon when you were growing up, or, I don't know, Pokemon, and love it, and go to an anime convention. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, dive right in. Do it up.
Or
So-
know nothing about anything and go anyway because it's just...
The
At the very
community's-
least, it's like, this is weird and there's so many things to look at.
The community is quite welcoming, which is I really quite enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're always like, you don't understand, you don't. Yeah, well, we will so totally tell you because we are super passionate about it.
Yes.
We would love to share this passion with everybody else.
But I think it works out because the community is like, there is so many things that you can be passionate about, this super niche thing. So
Yep.
if you don't know what that niche thing is,
It's not
that's
even.
okay because presumably you have your own niche thing that they
Yes.
know nothing about.
Yeah.
So it's just like geek, 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 geek.
Nerd.
And everybody's excited. What? I have the best words.
Oh, please do that at Mr. B, because this is his first anime convention. When he doesn't understand something, just blare that out. He will look at you in such confusion. It will be amazing. Amazing. Oh god, my eyes are watering. I'm laughing so hard. Oh god.
Sorry, I
That's
didn't mean to
great.
kill you.
No, that's perfect. That's exactly what it is. And nobody's offended because we know how large of a format it is. There's no way. But you fall into things that you love and you enjoy, and it's just great. It's like the volume of stuff that I watch and I read that is anime based. There is so much I don't know. It's not even funny. I'm like, nope, I have a hot clue.
I get really excited when I see a costume that I do know at Icon.
Oh yeah, we
Like,
all do.
I know that one! Out of the last 100 that have gone by, I know that one!
Yeah, yeah. You're like, oh man. But no, they're just it's a wonderful, and the convention keeps growing year to year, which is always good. So I'm excited for a lot of the panels. But yeah,
Mhm.
we're definitely doing that. I am currently in the last mad dash to get that all finished and ironed out, so we're all ready to go. I am currently also participating in Stash Dash right now.
Yep, Stash Dash, May 20-something. That's irrelevant now because it's July.
Yes.
Up until August 27th.
You betcha.
Hosted by the Knit Girls
Mhm.
podcast.
Mhm.
That's
The,
girls with 2 L's.
It is.
Also linked in the show notes.
Everything's linked in the show notes. We went to a new format, so check the description and follow the link in the description for all of our social media links and everything. There are a lot to list otherwise, and it's kind of boring info. Nobody really wants to hear week in and week out. But if you're new and you haven't found us, come stalk us on the internet. Diana is great. She makes sure the stuff's linked below so you can come find us.
Yep.
So I am attempting 15 kilometers of knitting this summer.
3 kilometers for me.
I'm doing really well. I haven't updated. If I'm honest, I'm not going to update till probably close to the end again, because then I'm just going in and linking all my projects into my one post and updating to my final totals just before on the 27th. And then it's done and I don't have to worry about it. Because I know what I finished since Stash Dash, because it's got its own stack. So like I know what's done and what's been done during Stash Dash. So I'm
I'm not going to log anything anywhere except to say it here for you guys.
This is my first
This is
year.
it.
This is my first year logging it in the in their Ravelry feed, in the Knit Girls Ravelry feed. So this is my first year officially participating. It's kind of exciting.
I'm unofficially participating, as per usual.
It is, you compete against yourself.
Yep.
To see how much you can knit in the summer and to bust your stash, to get rid of stuff that you've been working on so your needles are free for other things.
Last year I did 1 kilometer, and this year I'm doing 3 kilometers between the various socks that I've knit, and the shawl is 1.5 all in sewn, so good. Do
I
3
did.
kilometers this year, and maybe I can up it to 5 next year.
Yeah, I did 5 last year. I'm doing 15 this year.
But didn't you, like smash 5 last
Yeah, I did.
year.
I was like, I'll never make 5, and I think it was like 6 or 7 when I was finished. I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
And I'm making blankets this summer. So yeah, no, 15 sounds appropriate. Let's go into there. It's 10K or more.
I thought it was 15K or more.
15K? Yeah, you're right. 15K or more.
1, 3, 5, 10,
10 and
15
15K,
plus.
15 plus. So yeah, I'm in the 15 plus. So I don't ever have to move again. That's my home. That's my thread. Because I'm just realizing how much I can knit over a summer. And crochet. And crochet uses a lot of yarn.
But it also helps if you have a bunch of squares lying around from 365 days of granny squares last year.
Guess what? I'm still going to have over 150 granny squares floating around next year. More blankets, folks. Somebody come down the stairs?
I don't think so. The light didn't turn on.
Well. I tell you. What else we got going on?
We have
Ooh.
our Year of the Sock going on.
We do, which we are failing at miserably. Please
Yes.
continue to show us out.
Yes, please do. Please do.
You know what's going to happen in December, right? All the socks. Because Jocelyn will be like, you guys.
I wanted to have 12 socks at the end of the year.
Whoopsies.
I mean 12 pairs.
Gotta
yeah.
go quick.
So the idea is you knit a pair of adult socks every month.
Would it count if I did 2 pairs of, like if I did a pair of stockings for the fireplace mantle? Technically they're socks.
I think those count as adult size.
Because you saw that pattern I put out for the Fair Isle ones?
Yeah.
I really want to make a pair of those for my fireplace mantle.
I think so long as they're adult-sized-ish. And I mean,
adult-sized-ish. They have to be big enough to put presents in, so they're definitely adult-sized.
Yeah. So if you're an adult that has, like, size 5 feet, that's an adult sock. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's like adult.
You can't knit them for babies.
Yes, baby booties don't count.
Toddlers, small children. If your child's foot is a size adult, it counts.
Yep.
If you're an adult, whatever size foot you have counts.
Yep.
Because once you're over a certain age, you're not grown anymore. It's fine. My Aunt Jerry actually wears children's shoes. That is how tiny she is.
Wow. She's very small. I met her once.
My Aunt Jerry is very small, yes.
Very small person. She's adorable. Like, I'm not an overly large person, and she is tiny.
She's tiny. And
you're just like,
she's a tiny hippie activist. So tiny in stature, but my God, can she tell?
I'm not with a lot of, like, small people. They're just, like, right there. Like, you know they are there. They have huge personalities, and they will tell you all of the things.
All of the things. It's delightful. Yeah. No, it's just like...
I love that.
Yeah. And sit here, and I'm really big, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Right, so, Year of the Sock. Post your finished pair of adult socks in the finished object thread that we open every month.
We do.
Yep.
I've even closed some finally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was doing that this week. I was like, wait a minute, I said I was going to do that. I should do that.
Yeah. So, the threads are open until we close them.
I'm
this
really
is the
bad
first
with
time
it
we've closed them, so you
since
have
January,
about 6 months.
So it might not happen again until December, you guys.
So you have roughly 6 months to enter your socks for the
heavens.
month. And if you finish more pairs of socks, enter them also.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you finish more than one pair, enter. I've been collecting them in a spreadsheet, so at the end of the year, we will be doing some draws for prizes. So
yep.
We will get that all figured out shortly, too.
Cool. That is stuff that we are running, stuff that we are... in September, we'll be attending the Manitoba Fiber Festival.
You forgot one.
I have...
the Across the Prairies cow.
It's because I didn't knit on it. It's because I didn't knit on it.
Well, yeah, but you're not starting yours until you're done your wedding shawl,
Yeah.
so you knew you weren't starting yours till the early middle August anyway. So,
Yeah,
and we had till the end of September. So,
which I appreciate.
Do you know? And not everybody's a really fast knitter. I think 3 months is a really good timeline to have for any sort of fingering weight shawl that's more than a skein. Because you some people just need the time. I need the time. I like being able to know that I can pick it up and put it down when I want to pick it up and put it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I love it and I just blare through it, great. But if I hit a point where I'm like, and I need to walk away for a couple of weeks, I have that option. It's really kind of nice. So I'm excited with it. But yeah, we're doing it with 3 other podcasts. One other in Manitoba, the Tale of Two Knitters, and then 2 in Alberta, the Feathered Stitches podcast and Cozy Up Nets.
All linked in the show notes, of course.
You betcha. 4 podcasts, 4 entry threads, you guys. Do the shawls, enter them everywhere.
Do it.
Do it. 4 chances to win. We have an amazing prize from Creek Garden Crafts. Yeah. It is so pretty. And it's here so I can show my mom when she's in town next week. Convince her we need to order some stuff from you, Penny. It's
I'm
really
excited.
cool. Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, but
So
yeah,
pretty.
no. Otherwise, we've got some of places and we're going and things we're doing. I wish we could get out to that little fiber festival that's happening out in Lockport on Saturday, but I'm too busy.
Yeah, I don't have a car and
Just too busy.
well, we're at Icon. That's costume day at Icon this Saturday. So.
Yeah, it's just too busy on the Saturday to go. So I'm sad that we're missing that one. But
Yeah, it's linked in the show notes anyway.
oh
In
yeah,
case you
absolutely.
would like to go.
Oh yeah, if you can go, do it up. Noting that, yeah, no, this one goes up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, we've got the Fiber Festival in September.
And then Knit City in also September, the end of September.
Yeah. So it's like the last.
So we'll be in Vancouver at the end of September.
We will be, you guys. It's going to be
It's
a
exciting.
whirlwind trip. Speaking of which, my father wants to know when we're flying in and out so he can book our planes for us.
So we should figure that out, hey?
Yeah, gotta be some adulting.
Yep.
Oopsies, because he's in town next weekend, so he'll do it when he's in town.
Okay.
Right. I remember that text.
Fly in on, no wait, there was something Friday night we wanted to go to.
Yeah, we gotta fly in, I figure, early midday Friday, so we've got a chance to putter towards the hotel.
Yeah.
And do some touristy stuff.
And then
And
fly
then-
out on Monday?
Fly out on Monday, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's nothing saying we can't land on Friday, catch a lift to the hotel, get them to hold our luggage till check-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then do some stuff and come back. So we'll have to
Yeah.
figure out if you can get the Friday and the Monday off work.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so then yeah, we should fly in.
I should have the time, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to do that. We'll figure out adulting later.
Yep.
But there'll be a lot of Vancouver stuff, because Jocelyn's going to go hog wild with the photos and the videos. Because I can.
I'm gonna pet all of your yarn. Or all of the yarn. So I was thinking, I was imagining talking to all of the indie dyers that are going to be there. I'm going to pet all of your yarn. Probably your yarn too.
Oh yeah, you'll pet my yarn.
I'm going to pet all of the yarn. Possibly including some of the yarn that people are wearing already knitted into stuff. So if I'm just like petting you,
Notebook, pen
it's
and
supposed to be a
paper.
compliment.
Notebook, pen and paper.
Yes.
Pre-printed patterns for what we're specifically looking for. So we've got goals in mind. And I'm taking my large suitcase. A, because my clothing's not small, because I am not small.
Shoes are also not small.
Shoes are not small, but I'll probably just take my super comfy walking shoes. Call it a day, because they'll do anything and everything. And double check to see if the hotel we're at has a swimming pool. Because if it does, then a swimsuit.
Ooh, yeah.
So, some things I gotta do in planning, but I'm just gonna take the big suitcase. Because then, what worst case scenario, I have space left over? Oh dear.
Oh darn.
I didn't buy an entire suitcase worth of yarn. I'm planning to. I have access to indie dyers like Sea Turtle Fiber Arts, Ancient Art Yarns.
Ooh.
Dude, we're getting into trouble.
Oh yeah.
Super trouble. I'm not taking any classes. I'm just going to go and enjoy the shopping for 3 days and talk to people. I think that's going to keep me more than busy enough.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
The grocery girls are going to be. I'm so excited. I
I'm
want
looking
a
forward to
fan
this.
girl. I'm going to be so awkward. You've been warned. Oopsie daisy.
Is that all the events? I think that's all the events.
That's all the events for now. I mean, we've
Okay.
got Grinchmas and stuff coming up, but I don't think we need to sort of add the last quarter's stuff till
No,
we get
we
to
can-
September, so I
yeah.
think we're good for that.
Can add those when we get fall. Get
You
to
betcha.
fall. and
There
then
are
all
other
these
knit-alongs and
events.
things that are happening with other people, so that stuff kind of goes up, but I'm not currently actively participating in anything. Though having said that, I have to cast on my Chrissy shawl right away, because Sarah's finishing her shawl. And that is the All in the Family knit-along, which is this year's year-long knit-along from the Cozy Up Knits girls.
Oh yes.
I got 2 of the 4 sister shawls knit. I need to knit the other one that's available to prep for the last sister who's coming out with her shawl shortly too. They're giving the release schedule for September. In September, all I'm knitting is Cozy Up Knit stuff and Christmas presents. That's it.
Alright.
They're so pretty.
I know I want to knit them too.
Hey, the final version of my pattern went out.
Ooh.
For updated for test knitters. I'm gonna release it with the schematic drawings because yeah, I screwed up my own pattern. If you watched last week's, you guys, fiber flubbed a pattern I actually wrote because I am that talented. So that'll go out, and then I'll just update it with a couple of photos. I like having photos where you can see the pattern, like you just get that nice pretty photo at the front, and then the rest of the pictures are literally schematic drawings to show you how it's structured and put together.
Right.
Because I find that more useful. So that's the route I'm going. Also reduces the number of pages you print when you print the pattern.
Makes sense.
For some people it's a thing, and I want to try to accommodate as many people as possible. Including a little blurb at the end that says, please don't share the pattern, make people buy the pattern. I appreciate that. But if you want to make it and sell your made product, go for it. I don't care. If you're going to put the hours and time into making it and then you don't want to keep it and you want to sell it, fine. I didn't do that part. You did that part. I just did the patterning part. That's the part I want to be paid for.
Makes sense.
Doesn't make sense to me to do it any other way.
Seems entirely reasonable.
In my mind. Well, that's it. We're good. We're done, right?
I believe we are done.
My God, we talked a long time.
1 hour and 13 minutes, in fact.
Well, most of that was me blowing my nose.
Shall we go fit a coat?
Let's go fit a coat. I will say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. Oh man, there's going to be so many pins because your narrow shoulders.